It was the early 1900s. Southern California was booming. Americans across the nation were discovering the golden SoCal beaches along its sparkling coast. For most Black Americans in Los Angeles, the California dream wasn't so sparkly. Most LA beaches enforced the Jim Crow law that blacks were not allowed. However, Willa and Charles Bruce had an entrepreneurial dream. They would buy a piece of beachfront property and turn it into a resort. It would be a safe space for Black Americans to enjoy the beach. Willa and Charles Bruce worked hard and saved every dollar. In 1912, they purchased 2 lots along the Manhattan Beach Strand for $1,225. They set up a small resort, a lodge, a cafe, and a dance hall. Black Americans came from all over. Finally, there was a place for them to enjoy the beach with their families. This stretch of coast became known as Bruce's Beach. As Willa and Charles's lodge grew in popularity, their white neighbors grew in their resentment. Guesses, tires were slashed. Fake 10 minutes only parking signs were posted to deter Black out-of-towners. The Ku Klux Klan set fire to a resort mattress and torched a Black-owned home nearby. To reach Bruce's Beach, visitors had to walk an extra half-mile around white-owned property, which was lined with no trespassing signs. Still, Willa and Charles were determined to stay. They had achieved their life's dream. Willa and Charles loved their resort, and they loved being able to share this small piece of coastline with their Black community. When harassment failed to drive out Willa and Charles, their white neighbors tried a different tactic. Manhattan Beach city officials decided that they urgently needed a public park. And they just so happened to urgently need this park in the exact location of Willa and Charles's beach resort. In 1924, city officials seized the Bruce's Beach through eminent domain. Willa and Charles, along with other Black residents, unsuccessfully tried to sue the city to reclaim their stolen property. Willa and Charles packed up and moved away from the ocean. They served as chefs in other people's businesses for the rest of their lives. Willa died 5 years later. Bruce Beach remained vacant for decades. From most accounts, it appears the Bruce family have been fighting for their land for almost 100 years. However, in 2022, Los Angeles County leaders signed off on an unprecedented transaction. They would return 2 parcels of beachfront property in Manhattan Beach to the Bruce family. In 2023, the Bruce family decided to sell the property back to LA County for $20 million. This is the first example of the government giving back land to a Black family after acknowledging it had been stolen. It does not rectify the harm and devastating loss that the Bruce family experienced. However, this is a victory for Bruce descendants.